So, an observation. You jumped on knowing he was going to leave. So, would it have been better if we had made him understand that leaning like this before you even go to get on was wrong? Okay. Because that'll help you not need to do that. Because there's going to be a day where he may say, okay, how much faster can, how fast can you get in that saddle? You know, and you see those people that are doing the kangaroo jump beside their horse trying to get on their horse because their horse doesn't believe they have to stand still. Want me to put something on it just so you don't even have to worry about it? He's pretending like he's going to do something. Yeah. Yep, so probably to the end of the poles would work. So, like if you came in on the inside of that barrel to the end of the poles, or you could come in between here. It's up to you. So now, especially with a bit, we want to make sure that that is absolutely the last communication. That is your strong support. So I suggest with my seat, I suggest with my weight, and then if for whatever reason that doesn't work, you're going to take a gentle feel on his mouth, and then you're going to keep taking the pressure until you get the response you're looking for. But with a bit in their mouth especially, we want to make that the very last strong support. Good. Yep. So we're going to test that. So every third pole, I want to see an obvious half halt. So in fact, what I'll do is I'll say walk at a casual walk, which would be kind of like your trail ride walk. And then at that big pole that's sticking up there, we're gonna your light pole, I guess. We're gonna go ahead and half halt to a grandpa walk. So do a nice casual walk to there. Make your plan at that is when you're gonna half halt into a grandpa walk. There. There. Yes. So whatever you did needed to just have a little more balance to it. But he had too strong of a lean to where by letting him go wasn't going to come out fast. So you want to make sure that you're communicating the slow down also. So that way he doesn't come out of that half halt just as fast as he there. Almost. Better though. You want him to actually believe you're resetting the cruise. There you go. Yep, we're going to go at that pole and go ahead and I want you to make him think you've reset cruise control to much slower. Much. There. Now we got to communicate to him that when I turn you loose, it's because I've set it, not because I'm letting you go fast again. So if in that case, you get right back up in his face and say, no, I was just giving you I was just setting your there. Yep. Yep. There. Yep. See how he still comes right out of it? Like, okay, I'm supposed to just keep. So we want him to believe that you've chosen this much. There. That's a good speed. But now he came out of it fast again. So we're going to just look for him to understand that when we ask for this, we're Reese. There, there, there. There you go. So now out there. So now ask for fast again. So you're going to just put more energy in your body. You're not going to squeeze him with your legs. You're just going to put more energy in your body. You're just going to kind of ask him to catch up to your body a little bit. Yep. Yep. Let's see how fast he can walk now. Nope. See how fast you can walk. Make him almost think you're asking for the trot without giving him any leg. This isn't about leg. This is all. Don't kick. No legs. Okay. Good. Now sit. Ask for that grandpa walk now. So if you got off of him, could you make him walk one step at a time?
Probably.
Okay. So whatever you got to do to make that happen from there. Yep. 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 He just has there. He just has to listen. Good. Now let him loose. So he felt a leg somehow. So make sure when you ask for that, you're only getting deep in your seat and you're not doing anything with your legs. One step. Yep. It's okay. Be careful how much gas you give to get him going again, because it'll get him going full speed again. Yep. Good. Now let him walk off and just relax, both of you. Okay. Grandpa walk. Make sure you do everything the same in preparation for that. Good. 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 Okay, so now you've just greatly improved your slow walk. Even though you weren't doing a grandpa walk, you greatly improved your slow walk. Because that was beautiful.
It was. And I wasn't pulling too hard on him.
No, the only thing that I had noticed that you were doing was you were spending a little bit of time leaning and looking off to his left. So you don't have to look at his face, look between his ears and see if you can't get him to respond to just. Good. There you go. Good. Turn him loose. And see, in that case, too, he is keeping a lot of his tension in his neck. So it's extremely important that when we ask him to do something that creates that much tension in their neck, is that we let them stretch out. So that's why we have to turn him loose. Because otherwise, he's going to feel like this is a very, physically uncomfortable.
He's responding to the verbal commands.
Mm-hmm. It's because you've officially spelt it the same way every time now. No leg. And now turn him loose. Leave him loose till you pass this corner. When you get even with that brush hog, go ahead and Grandpa walk again. Plan it. By planning it, he felt you plan it. Did you see him feel you plan it? Get to that corner, we're going to change direction so we see what horse we have the other way. Good. Change direction, turn him loose. Don't cross your mane with that other rein. Yeah. There. Yep. Yep. There. Perfect. Leave him alone. That was a very fluid.
It was.
Each step went with the same rhythm the last step went. So that's what we're looking for. We're not looking for as much of a broken, jitterbug thing. We're looking for that exact thing that we just saw. So it's you balancing the slow and the go. Yep. 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 Perfect. Let him go again. So you got to also take these little bites and just cherish those little bites, and then plan on making the little bite a little bit bigger and the little bite a little bit bigger. Because if you say, "Oh, good, I finally got it. Let me see how far I can make him go," he's going to get upset. You're going to lose the greatness that you just created, and he's not going to be willing to try it again. So you got to make sure that you build slowly where it's there. Yep. 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 Good. So now you can decide, okay, I'd like to maybe make 5 to 8 steps. I'm going to go with 5 first. Let's see if you can get him to do 5 steps with his front feet slow. And try to see if you can't keep that balance. Because now you've got your balance where you're able to say, I need you to slow down but not stop. I need you to slow down but not stop. Yep. 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 Nope. Yep.
Good boy. Good boy.
See if you can get 8 steps across that last panel there.
Up here?
Yep.
Good.
I
You did nice.
know, he did great.
You got it.
Yeah. Well, you guys are both connecting very well today.
Good boy.
So,
Every time I ride him lately.
good. Good. Okay, so when we get on the long line, we're going to ask him to trot, and then we're going to let him kind of establish a little bit of that trot, and then we're going to go ahead and start asking him for the jog. Nice. Good boy. Good boy. Let him walk. Good boy. So now, how you would challenge yourself, because that was a beautiful jog, how you would challenge yourself is you would see, can I get him out of the jog into the grandpa walk? Because that'll be much harder because now his energy, his adrenaline will come up as a result of asking for the jog. So go ahead and ask for the jog again. Very nice, very nice, very nice. What a good boy. And now Grandpa walk. Good. Now I want you to trot him. Posting trot, just trot him. Let him just kind of get out of that because he's in a very controlled uh, feel here, and I want him to kind of stretch out a little bit. So let him just kind of trot out. Good boy. Good boy. Just let him trot out one lap. Just let him have kind of a little. Don't pull him back or anything. Just let him enjoy his little stretch. When you get on the other long line after you pass that barrel, you're going to ask for that jog again. Not until, though. Huh? Well, it's probably more comfortable for him. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, so go ahead and let him walk for a second. And he just walk regular. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to do whatever it is that you have successfully drilled the hell out of yourself and successfully got both of you knowing a jog is there. But now I want it there. So what you've done is you've been very focused on making that happen there. So now we have to make it happen here. So whatever thought, huh? Yep. So the minute you ask him to jog to pick it up, I want him to jog from there too. Cause see, he's gonna start jogging now because he's really got it there. Keep going though. We're not gonna let him out of it. I want to see how long he'll maintain it now. Nice. Yep. Just stay with it. Exactly what you guys are doing right now. Don't change anything. See if you keep it down the hill. Yep. Perfect. So it gets a little bit naughty right there. Okay, turn him loose and let him do a posting trot. So now you're just going to post and ask him to keep up with you. Yep. And ask him to walk now. Sit. Let him believe that you're not planning on riding anymore. And walk. Good. Sometimes what happens if we're bouncing around, we're not able to sit and stop riding because it feels like we have to control our bounce. So in a way, you weren't done riding yet when you needed to be done riding. So that's why that didn't work. Yeah, because I don't want you to establish this jog based on having to hold him back. It's cornet bandages. Yeah. Go ahead and change directions. It's funny, like as flat as this state is, you have just enough of a hill to create kind of a anxiety in a horse, which is funny because it's like there's really no hill, but yet there's a hill. Well, yeah, you're not sitting on your toes anymore. You had a lot of fetal stuff with him, a lot of gripping, and now you're kind of able to realize that that's for riding a horse that is a lot of emotions. The more relaxed you can be, the better benefit you are to them. Yeah. Okay, go ahead and ask him to jog. We're gonna jog right from the get. So plan on it being a trot, but yet straight from a jog. Yep. 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 Yes. Yes. So that's his naughty spot. So we have to get him through his naughty stuff. Okay. And I'm going to tell you partially why is because he is getting a lot of bit contact. So it's becoming white noise, which is hard to do when you're trying to control him slow and you feel like he's not responding to the slow. But the trick is to how can I convince him that once he establishes that slow speed, I'm going to get out of his mouth. So once you get that jog you like, see if you can't just drop your hands a little bit out of his bit and then pick it right back up if he speeds back up. So you're just going to kind of say, I gave you the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, he's definitely, he's much faster decision now. And when you get back out on that circle, you're going to back out on the rail, you're going to ask for the jog again to just kind of let him know that, I'm trying to tell you to do something and you're not listening. Yep. So maybe in that case, why don't we make sure that when we have to do an emergency stop, we fully stop, and then when you let him loose, it's to pause, not to go. Because I think partially that didn't make enough sense to him that he was actually supposed to stop. There you go. Now see if you can get out of his mouth. Went there. So I'm starting to see you kind of getting a little more forward in your body. So let's see if when you're trying to say hey hey hey, see if you can consider your butt more of an anchor and see if you say instead of adjust forward, try to adjust deeper in your seat and see if that helps. wish more people knew that. You know how so many people actually don't know that different side, different eye, different horse? A lot of people don't know that. Many people don't know that. I'd even go as far as saying most. As soon as you can, even if it's one slow, gentle, slow step, you gotta get back just so we know. Yep, there, right there. Yep. And then once he stops, make sure he has a chance to stay stopped so he knows that he was not told to just slow down. Because he got a little confused because you were asking him to get right back out of it. So instead, it shows him that he's being kind of. And unfortunately, and I agree with you. Unfortunately, it ended up breaking the other thing. So then we went that, and his emergency stop, is way more important than him understanding the jog under those circumstances. Yeah, you just have to decide with your body what you did on that line going the other way. Because you guys have it there, so there's no way you can't have it everywhere. It's just something has to change either mentally or emotionally for both of you or one of you, and you just have to find it in the rest of the trip. Because I guarantee you, you turn around and you jog up that path right there, you're going to have it again. So go ahead and turn around and test that theory. Now he jumps when you ask him to go, so I'm guessing you still have kind of an automatic leg thing that happens. Because just now, like when you asked him to go, just now he seemed to jump from a standstill. When you asked him to start walking again, he yeah, and he did it before too. So it definitely comes across as he's responding to some kind of bump of some sort. Because it startles them when they have that kind of jerky response. It's a startling. And now just gently close your legs on him. Yep. He still had that, but it was definitely he had plenty of time to respond otherwise. That was just support. Oh Oh yeah, well anytime you add speed, especially when they don't fully understand things yet, and we haven't been working with a bit in his mouth. Good. There. It's okay. So I use the word easy because hay seems very corrective. Good. Yeah, he has a nice job too. Okay, I want you to serpentine through these and just down and back, down and back, down and back until you get your jog. Till he cut. Just keep going back and forth till he comes to that jog, and then see if you can't let go of the reins other than to steer. Yep. If you could try to avoid letting him get the bit, otherwise you can goose him and his head will come up. Then you can give him leg and his head will come up. There you go. There you go. There you go. So the idea is going to be now, other than to steer, you really only want to communicate gently about the speed and make your seat match the speed you're looking for. Sit back, use your shoulder for turning. Yep. See how you sat back and he slowed down? Yep. Use your shoulders. Yep, yep, yep. Good. And then let him loose as much as you can so he can understand it's just the stupid speed we've been looking for. Good. just out of it. Yep, you can stay out of the thing. So that's a technique that I use for like hot horses, horses that just you can't get control of, and just don't have speed control at all. And when you have to make them pay attention to where their feet are because you're going in and out. So now he has to focus on his feet. Just going straight with a rider that has no control, they don't have to pay attention to their feet. They're paying attention to their desire. Okay? Here, he has to listen to his feet. Therefore, he has to listen to you because you might know something better than him. So that's what connects you. Yep. And that's the same thing like when you're out on a trail and let's say your horse is feeling a little out of control out of a trail, find some trees to do that with. You know, just do some trailblazing and get your horse under control. Yeah. Well, because he actually believed that you had a plan. See, when they believe that you have a plan, they're checking in for those instructions. But when they don't believe you have a plan, because you were starting to get a little, I need to control, and you got very into you again, and then he kind of got worried under you. Yeah, like I personally don't like bits only because if we are having to spend a lot of time in a restrictive way, I don't care for the bit being what we're restricting them with. Sure. Yeah, he would be fine with the hack. Well, don't you have a hackamore for him? I mean, it's just the nose band part, right? I mean, you put it on a bridle that you can adjust up and down for each of them. Yeah, let him walk a little bit and just get his air again, and then we'll do that again because we decided to, not because we were punishing him, but because we were deciding to. Yeah, and then gradually close your legs as a support. Good. Don't come to me though. Just need to help him. That's all. He got worried because you guys got disconnected. Because you started to worry about not having control. But that wasn't about the horse anymore. That wasn't about your connection. That was about your job, and you were worried that you weren't doing your job well. Well, that's a little of that poniness in him. Ponies like to do that, run you into fences. And then another thing that I do besides just the serpentine, I may circle and keep circling them. You know, and because as you did those two on that end, you had better control because you were doing a better circle. And then as you serpentined, you started getting closer and closer to each barrel, where it was almost a straight line, right? So he sped up between that one and that one. These two, he was going a little bit faster because you were. This is a big loop, so he had to have control of his feet. And this, you kind of kept cutting it a little short, so he got to gain speed again. He wasn't having to pay as much attention to the arc. So, you lying? No, he's lying. It's like I'm listening to my body. My body's saying something, but I'm not sure. It might just be a. I might have some gas. So see if you can't actually circle each, and as you came out of the circle, you move on to the next block. Yep, sounded like it to me. I thought I heard a clicking sound. Yep, and now come out and go to the next one. Well, you could do it that way too. You could do different direction circles. That's fine because he has to pay attention to where his feet are. idea is this is where we're going to try to give him his reins back. Look where you're going. Yep, 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 yep. There you go. That's nice. There you go. Now, if anything, you got to play with the gas, but be really careful that you don't set him on fire.